Okay, so let's continue by a recap of what we're talking about last week and continue. We are talking, dear friends, about Mashiach. How's that? Okay, so I want you to look again at last week's post. 5 descriptions of Mashiach in the verse. You see it there? Behold my servant, Yaskil. Here it says prosper, but I don't know why they say prosper in English. Yaskil, Seichel, very eminently wise. That's 1. Exalted, 2. Lifted, wise, exalted, 2. I mean, looking at the English, I don't see this here. Yoram v'nisa v'gova. It's missing a translation. They're just missing a word in the translation. High at the end. Okay, there it is. Exalted, lifted, high. So prosper, or it means again, very, very, very wise. 1, exalted. 2, lifted. 3, high. 4, and very is the 5th. Ma'od. Very. Actually, probably the word ma'od is not counted. It's avdi. So it's servant, wise, exalted, lifted, high. 5 descriptions. Okay. So friends, we explained the other quote on the page that I sent you. Just below that the soul is called by 5 names. Let's quickly revisit them. Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama, Chaya, and Yechida. 5 places in scripture, 5 descriptions. We started to explain why. I told you that's the meaning Chabad. We light 5 flames. When we say Kaddish, the mourner leads the service. There's 5 candles lit. So we started to explain and briefly to repeat that to get us where we want to be. The 5 levels of the soul, we all possess these. Our godly soul has 5 levels. Our animal soul, we said last night, or the human soul, has 4 levels that match the 4 levels of the soul. The 5th is the core essence that only the godly soul has. Just to remind you, quickly, as we go from the outside in, Nefesh is behavior, level 1. Deeper level, Ruach, emotion. Deeper level, Neshama, intellect. These are the 3 conscious levels that animate, that we see, that are expressed in a human being. Behavior, hands, feet, talking, emotions, and intellect. The physical body reflects that. Then there are 2 transcendent faculties of the soul. Chaya, willpower. We addressed that last week. Willpower is extremely deep drive that drives everything that we do. The reason you wake up in the morning and you do what you do is because you want. What is it you want? If you pare it down, you want to be alive and you want to be successful. You want to express yourself. And you being alive and you being successful and you expressing yourself includes your wife and your children. You want to live. Who wants to live? Life, that's basically what willpower is. And then there's the 5th level, which only exists in the neshama and the godly soul. And what's that? That is the level of the soul that is part of God. That's the divine that's implanted within every Jewish soul. Now, this does not exist in the rest of the world. Their souls are holy, but their souls are creations. The godly soul at its source is not a creation, it's a part of Hashem. More about this at the end of our discussion. The world is saying it and shouting from the rooftops, this truth. So we're saying that the human being, at its core, it's the will to, this lies at the core of every living thing. Survival. The survival instinct is the core, essential building block of all life. Survival, even plant life. So there's the godly soul and there's the animal soul. It's the same attributes, but where? For the animal soul, all of these action, emotion, intellect, will, it's all survival, self-serving. Animal soul isn't bad. It's just when you indulge it becomes very destructive. If you wouldn't indulge our animal human soul, it's about survival, making a good living and being happy and enjoying life and even giving charity because that's very fulfilling and it gives you respect in the community. And then you'd be a nice guy. If we did not indulge our animal soul more than its natural state, we'd all be very nice people. The problem is where we indulge it, repeated, innocent, pleasurable quests coarsen us, and then it's a slippery slide to actually sinful, destructive, and abusive behavior. But God made us straight. Elikim nasas adam yasher. But He also gave us free choice. We can corrupt ourselves or elevate ourselves. So when I say animal, like animals are not bad creatures, and some animals are very cute, very fluffy, and very lovable. But any animal, no animal is bad. It's just the way it's created. But we are given free choice. We can actually turn our animal, meaning animating, it just means animating soul, and make it a monster. So the animal soul has the same levels. It has behavior, it has emotion, intellect, and will, but it's all selfish. The godly soul, it's all of these faculties is all for godliness. Behave godly, love God, love Yiddishkeit, understand Torah, use your mind to serve God, and then desire God. That's will. I want to be one with you. It's the ultimate. And then the ultimate experience, but then there's a fifth level. The fifth level, unique to the godly soul, is that it's a part of Hashem. That level, that core level, is completely selfless. It's the core essence. Now, we said last week, that's true of all, we have all these levels. And the struggle in life is the two pulls. The animal soul is pulling us this way on the behavioral level, the emotional level, the intellectual level, the will level, and the godly soul is tugging us this way. And that's the constant struggle we feel in life. Which path are we going to choose? The end is not to reject the animal soul, but to actually take him along and channel him. But that's not for now. Because the animal soul, as we started saying, I'll just continue this. He's not a bad creature. All he knows is me. That's how God made him. So the animal soul is really open to enlightenment, and you really want pleasure, you want to enjoy life. It's really Yiddishkeit. It's a relationship with God, because that's who created you. So the animal soul can be channeled and enlightened and inspired and incorporated ultimately within the godly soul. That's the highest level of the complete tzaddik. Whole Tanya speaks about that struggle and that goal and objective. But we all face this struggle. Guilt actually comes from, for sure, the godly soul makes us feel guilty when we sin. But even the animal soul deep down, because the animal soul doesn't want to sin. It just wants to be happy. It doesn't want to do the wrong thing. It's a creation of God. Even guilt comes from even the Nefesh Bahamis, even the animal soul. A child, is dominated by it's a child that's cute, a cute animal, but an animal, really, before the mind and the free choice fully develops. Very cute. And what does a child want to do? Doesn't want rules. I want to do whatever I want. But the end, any child, God forbid, thing that is just indulged and given anything it wants, a very unhappy child. A child deep down wants the discipline and the warmth of a home, wants the borders, feels safe in the borders. I mean, loving discipline and loving borders. That's how a child feels loved and safe, not when it's anything you want, whenever you want. A child feels abandoned, and it's a deep neurosis will set in. And that's just the animal soul. So feeling guilty and unhappy about sin, it's not just my godly soul that's peeking through my consciousness. Even my animal soul doesn't like this. My human soul seeks meaning and purpose and value. Structured life, a life of meaning. A safe life with borders, there's right, there's wrong. It's a deep human need of even of the animal soul. But the fifth level, which is selfless, the pintel yid, the chelek lekam yimal mamish, part of Hashem, that's unique only to the godly soul. Now, we said last week that over the span of history, all Jews, all of us, although we have all five levels, but everything is integrated. And again, in science, there's a formula for this, and even in art. In art, there's a picture You can make a picture. A computer can generate this easily with two buttons, with one click. Make a picture of what is a holograph of where every detail is the whole picture. If you look at it, the whole picture's there. In the big picture's in every detail. Now that's how the human body works this way. The DNA is in every cell of the body. The DNA is your entire manifested form, but it exists within every small part of the body, macro and micro. That's how the reason the physical body works this way is that every detail, every swab of saliva, every hair follicle, every cell contains the entire signature, the entire construct, the entire identity of the person as a whole, is because that's how things work spiritually and therefore physically. Everything has a spiritual origin. That's why things are the way they are. And that's because all Jews are all interconnected. We all form one great spiritual body. So every Jew is all Klal Yisrael, is in every Jew. Every part of the body is connected with every other part of the body. Now, this is not just true of a given generation. Same is true in the big picture. In the whole span of Jewish history, if we were to understand the way the soul works and plot it on a graph, of all the generations, what emerges a great spiritual, one unified body of Klal Yisrael. So we said that there were great sages whose souls embodied nefesh, ruach, neshama, chai, and then yechidah. Without repeating the whole explanation again, I'll just tell you that King David, who was the consummate governor, king, behavior, warrior, conqueror, he embodies the level of nefesh of all Jews of all time. And that's in your soul and in my soul. We all have that, the King David. Ruach, the great emotional leader who challenged the Jews emotionally, lived in a very tumultuous time. And Ruach means spirit, he ascended on high. His death, he ascended body and soul on high. That's Eliyahu Novi. That's emotion. Intellect, the mind, it's Moshe Rabbeinu, the great teacher of all time. He is the mind of Klal Yisrael of all generations. And we explained Adam, the first human being made by God himself. He's the universal man. Actually, it's Adam and Chava there, but one. The two of them are universal people on two levels. Their bodies belong to the world, their soul, the Jewish people. So his soul is the will, is Chayat, the fifth level. We explained last week a little bit about that. We talked about last week, every day we daven 3 times. That's the 3 levels of the soul. Rish Chodesh and Yom Tov and Shabbos we daven 4 times. That's the 4th level because it's the day of desire, especially Shabbos, the holiest. It's a day of desire and passion because it's the 4th level, this level of Chaya. Yom Kippur is the one day, the 5th service, Ne'ilah. That's when the soul essence is revealed by every Jew. So in the span of history, Mashiach embodies the level of Yechidah. That 5th essential level. Now, I'm just going to say this now, then I'm going to add something to this. 2 things. So what's the Yechidah level? The Yechidah level, paradoxically, here's the thing, friends. The 4 levels of consciousness, I desire God, and I understand, and I love, and I do, they come and go. We could engage them, not engage them, and ignore them, corrupt them. Animal soul can get full control and there's nobody home. The paradox is you can't lose the 5th level. That's your essence. It's who you are. That's the one level that every Jew has. No matter when and what. And that's why I say, they pointed out that when we open up the Ark on the Yom Tov, there's a prayer there asking God to grant me all these wonderful things. And then in one of the verses there reads, maybe they're fulfilled in me in the whole description about Mashiach. What? Yes, because that spark everybody's got. That essence, everybody. You cannot lose that. And actually, this verse over here, we just quoted, there's 2 opinions. Rashi explains that the verse, my servant exalted, etc., is referring to the Jewish people. And then the Gemara brings it referring to Mashiach. So it refers to Mashiach, the Jewish people. The answer is, it's the one address. Because every Jew has this spark of Mashiach. This essence. In fact, that's the only thing that's guaranteed that every Jew has. The other levels will come. They'll express themselves. They'll be there. But right now, maybe not. That I am a Jew. And what's what I want to say for dear friends, that today, and we stand on the threshold of redemption, post October 7, it's this fifth level that's revealed. I am a Jew. This is what Jews are feeling everywhere. They've never felt before like this. Told you the classic story was printed in the Ami magazine, and the many newspapers carried the story, the interview. She was the program director in Kibbutz Re'im. I forgot her name, remember her name. One of the kibbutzim, the decimated Rahman Litzlan, and her captor, she appealed to it was an older guy, trying to appeal to him. And he says to her with contempt, "You're not a Jew, you're an Israeli, you're not a Jew." And the penny dropped. She said, "He's right. I never viewed myself as a Jew." And she said, "I started screaming, 'No, I'm a Jew, I'm a Jew.'" She went hysterical and they taped her up. And she was subsequently freed in one of the early exchanges, early negotiations. And she promised, and she did, that she'd build a shul in Kibbutz Re'im, but she did. That I am a Jew. This is the soul essence that's coming out. To give more detail, I remember as a child, none of you were born. In 1967, I was 10 years old. The Six-Day War, this was a euphoric time, an extraordinary time. They were cried that Jewish leadership did not capitalize on the great awakening that happened then, the great teshuvah. It was such an opportune time for redemption then. It didn't happen, just means we're closer. It's happening. But what was it then? Then it was, I am proud to be a Jew. Jewish pride was an all-time high. 6 days, Israel decimated her enemies. If you look at the whole Egyptian Air Force, before it got off the ground, like in Iran today, gone. Proud to be a Jew. October 7th, it's not I'm proud to be a Jew, it's I am a Jew. It's much deeper. It's beyond pride. Nothing to be proud about. This was another Holocaust in small. It was thought undreamable in the invincible Israel. With tractors, they came in, and on mopeds. Completely shocked and dismantled the whole arrogance. What was left? I am a Jew. This is Mashiach. This is Mashiach. This is Mashiach's time, which revealed this core essence that I am a Jew in the deepest way. And here's the paradox, friends. When we embrace I am a Jew, then the discussion is over. Shabbos, Yom Tov. It's no longer, why are you doing this? Oh, it appeals to my heart. I like the behavior of it. I like the structure of Judaism. It's so beautiful. It appeals to my heart. I understand it. I desire. It's beyond that. I'm Jewish. And therefore, I desire it. And therefore, I love it. And therefore, I'm into the structure, the behavior, and the observance, and its detail, and its beauty. That's the other way. And when I am Jewish, it's beyond choice anymore. Once we embrace this truth, it's not a question of choice anymore. Can you be anything other than you are? There's no choice in that. If you're talking about something that is not me, yes, no, choose it, don't choose it. Religious, not religious. Everybody has a choice. Hasidic, not Hasidic, more religious. No, this goes beyond choice. It's who I am. This is all me. And that's what freedom from choice really means. Freedom from having to choose. That's the ultimate freedom of choice. Free from all. There's not, could be this, could be that. Let me see. You transcend that. Free. Beyond. Because that's me. And it's organic and natural. This is our time. This is Mashiach's time. This is Yechidah. This is the soul essence. Now, this week's Parsha, friends, the shocking thing, friends. This week's Parsha, as you all know, is the Parsha of the Metzora. The Metzora means someone afflicted by this skin ailment, a whitening of the skin, a very complex laws. And if the person is deemed to be, in fact, having such a condition, he is banished till such time that there's healing. It doesn't exist anymore physically. And it comes as a result of sin. Many, but the most commonly quoted by our sages referred to is the sin of Lashon Hara, of gossip. Now, there's much to be said about this. I just want to share this with you. There's a famous discussion in the Talmud, who Mashiach is. What's his name? Yep. Okay, can you see me at the Gemara here? So the Gemara says, the Gemara discusses the names of Mashiach. What is his name? So the school of Rav Shila says Shila is his name, and they bring a verse to prove that. The school of Rabbi Yanai say Yana is his name. They bring a verse to prove that. The Vei Rabbi Chanina, the school of Rabbi Yeshiva says Chanina is his name, and bring a verse to prove that. And then the Gemara says some say his name is Menachem ben Chizkiah, and a verse to prove that. And the sages say, who is he? Chivra de Beirebi Shmoi, which means the Metzora, the leper in quotation, of the house of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, that's his name. And brings a verse, I'll read the verse, as it is written, indeed, it was our disease that he bore and our pains that he endured, whereas we considered him plagued, smitten by God and afflicted. As, by the way, this is, as you all know, the Christians have distorted all of this, these messianic verses, and applied it to the wrong address in the most distorted way, waiting for us to heal it. But my question is this, friends. First, I want to point out like this. You know, you heard yourself that all the various scholars, the yeshivas rather, said, who's Mashiach? Our Rebbe is Mashiach. The school of Yanai said it's Yanai, the school of Chanina, it's Chanina. Because that's, you should think that your rabbi is the worthy one to be the Mashiach. But the sages, the collective sages said what's his name? The leper, Mashiach, is described as the Metzora. We have to stop here. Okay, I'm sorry. We're late. Okay, we have to start 5:02. Okay, we'll continue next week. It's a cliffhanger. What's Mashiach as a leper? And then the Gemara brings a story that they actually found Mashiach and he was untying his bandages.
Didn't hear this perspective.
Huh?
I'm looking forward because I never heard this perspective.
Yeah, okay, God willing, next week. Okay, dear.
Thank
you, Rabbi.
Shabbat Shalom.
Beautiful.
Good Shabbos.